Hello everybody, thought I would give a random update on my 2018 BMW 540D G30 model, or series, whatever you want to call it. I've owned it for about a year and 7 months now, and I've put just over 15,000 miles on it. So I just wanted to share my most current random thoughts, give a fuel economy update, and so forth. So one thing that makes it kind of unique, other than the tachometer being different, is over here it says diesel. And on my GLK 250 Blue Tech on the fuel gauge, it doesn't say diesel. It only says it on the actual fuel filler, fuel cap. So yeah, I think this is kind of a cool design. Now, I believe you could get this car with this instrument cluster or the more advanced one that has a more digital component to it. Right now it's complaining at me because it says a brake fluid change is due, but the last one was done about 2 years ago, and I think as long as you get the brake fluid changed about every 3 years, you're probably good. So I'll probably wait and do that in the spring. One thing I'm not sure about is whether or not I can use the same pump that I use on the Mercedes-Benzes that was made by Mercedes Source. I've had that for years, and it has worked flawlessly on several brake fluid changes. I think it may have the same setup. I'm gonna have to maybe do a little research to see if I need to do anything special for this car, but I plan on doing it the same way I do the Benzes, is basically just screw that into the brake fluid reservoir, pressurize it, and then just flush out the fluid, go open the bleeders on all four wheels. So since my last update, actually since over a year now, I have had 0 issues with this car. Prior to that, I had a few interesting things happened. They ended up replacing the turbocharger. This is while it was all still under warranty. They replaced the DEF tank. They replaced the valve cover. A few other things too. They actually replaced my center armrest because it wouldn't latch. So it's had a bit of a colorful history while it was under warranty. That looks like a cop. We're going to go ahead and lower the phone. But yeah, after, oh no, it's not a cop, it's just a Mazda. Yeah, but after they fixed everything under warranty, it's been flawless. Oh no, that one is a cop. So anyway, the one thing that it still does is under the hood, I get some exhaust fumes. It's especially stronger when I do it from a cold start. Sorry, that car off to the side there kind of distracted me a little bit. Yeah, so I don't know where that's coming from. I get a little tiny bit of that also from the GLK, but nothing like what I do from this car. So there's still some sort of an exhaust leak under there. Now it may or may not have something to do with the recall for the EGR cooler. I haven't done that yet. I will get around to doing that at some point, but as of now, it still shows as an open recall on this car. I don't have, it does not appear to be losing coolant through that at the moment, but that may be the source of my leak. I don't know. I just I pop my head under the hood all the time, keep my eye on everything, and I may get that changed sooner rather than later, but at this point I don't have any immediate plans. As long as it's not a problem and I'm not losing coolant, I check it all the time. So let's see, the speed limit increases here. So I have not been driving this one a whole lot. It's sort of my garage queen, and I just enjoy it once in a while for a nice relaxing drive, and the occasional little mini road trip. And I'm not going out of my way to keep the miles off of it, but at the same time I'm still pretty enthralled by my GLK, so I've been putting most of the miles on that one as my daily. This one will continue to stay in the garage when there's salt, or I should say wet salt, on the roads. I'm not as particular about driving it in the salt, as long as it's completely dry and mostly gone, because I do like to drive it throughout the winter, but just only in dry, clear weather with no water on the roads. And I do once in a while drive it in the rain, but not very often. I tend to pick out one of my other cars to drive in the rain. So the goal is to have this one be in the same condition that my 1992 300D was in. I sold that last year, but it was just pristine. It had a little bit over 100,000 miles on it, and just absolutely not a spot of rust anywhere. And yeah, so this one, I just want to make it last. This is such a rare car, with only 298 of these sold in the US. This is known as the 530D over in Europe because it has the single turbocharger. You could get this same engine with 1, 2, or 4 turbochargers, but the only one that came to the US was the one with the single turbocharger that they called the 540D in the US, even though it is a 530D everywhere else. I don't know if that's because they gave it like standard leather or whatever, but yeah, it comes pretty well loaded. I think the original sticker on this car was like 68,000. I have it somewhere. I bought it at the peak of the market craziness. I bought it when it had 20,000 miles on it, and I definitely overpaid for it. I bought it out of Texas, so I wanted a southern car that had never been driven in the salt, so I could continue that trend of having a rust-free car. So I paid to have it shipped up from Houston, Texas, and yeah, it's been you know, it's definitely got some personality. It really sounds like a diesel, especially when it's cold. It is a bit quieter once it warms up. Not quite as quiet as my my GLK. For being a diesel, especially one with a single turbo, it's got an insane amount of power. I have done videos on acceleration, but without doing anything fancy, just basically stopping and planting the pedal, I can get 0 to 60 in like, I don't know, it was 5.6 seconds, something like that. No brake torquing or pre-boosting or anything like that. So that includes the built-in lag. Yeah, I think this is probably BMW's most amazing diesel engine that they've made. Now it's going to be interesting to see how it holds up over time. I have no idea what to expect. I think it's a pretty well-built unit. I think the drivetrain's going to be fine. It's just going to be interesting to see how the sensors and all of that stuff hold up over time. So it's going to be a long process. You know, so at the rate I've been going, I'm probably only putting like, I don't know, 4,000 or 5,000 miles a year on it. So it will definitely be a while before it hits bigger miles. So let me just turn up this road here. This is all like uphill, but I'm gonna just stop here. Just come to a stop and floor it, just to do an acceleration run. So there's basically like, I don't know, maybe a half second of lag, and then boom, it kicks you in the pants. I don't know if it came through what that experience is like in the video. It may have actually sent my hand flying back. It's really addictive to do that, as a matter of fact. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. Oh man, that's just so awesome. That just sudden rush of intense torque, 400 and whatever foot-pounds, is just absolutely amazing and very intoxicating. And I mean, even once you're going, if you hit it even at lower RPMs, man, it just pulls like a freight train. So, you know, from a driving dynamic, this car is, you know, I'm gonna say it's kind of similar. I had a 2008 550i with a 6-speed manual M Sport package, and that had a more connected feel to the driver than this one does. In fact, I was actually really taken aback by how well that other one drove. It was pretty amazing. Just a very tactile steering feel, very connected to the road. This one, and I think it may be largely due to the electric power steering, that it's a little more disconnected feeling from the road. They did up the logic. They did up the isolation feel to make it more luxury. That's the word I was looking for. And so, you know, it still drives fantastic, and it has a great driving dynamic. It handles very well, and you know, from that perspective, it's nice. It doesn't drive like an older BMW where there's just a very visceral connection to the road. But it's close. It's definitely close, in a more modern sort of way. But I don't know. I've rambled on for quite a while about this car. Just wanted to go through what was on my mind and share that with whoever might be interested. This road gets a little rough here. So thanks for listening, and have a great day.